Hey guys, welcome back to mini-sode number 14. This is a Dose for the Soul mini-sode series here on Double Dose of Raw Talk podcast every single Tuesday with your favorite host, Misty. And this is where I let you guys have a deeper look into my soul and I share a little bit more with you guys. And I'm raw on a different level and I'm very present. Yeah, that's what this is. And so today, for this week, I wanted to discuss and shine some light on some shit that I strongly believe is easier said than done. And everybody is always talking about this. Everybody's always preaching about this. I'm definitely guilty of it. I'm definitely one of the people who will sit there and be like, we got to be this way. We have to be this way. This is how it has to be. Like, if not, blase, 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 right? Okay, so I'm going to talk about consistency. And the reason why is because I've definitely been struggling with it a lot, and not just in one aspect of my life, but in different aspects of my life. It's been like, y'all know how I've been saying, like, this whole year, this past year that we just survived, 2020 has been nothing but like a roller coaster, right? And or like a teacup, right? At a fucking amusement park, you know, where you're like nauseous as shit at the end of the ride. This part of the consistency, right? This struggle feels like when the ride is almost over, when it feels like you're finally getting a hang of it and it's like it's almost over, you're about to get off and you're about to just be like, take that deep breath and everything's going to make perfect sense. This is what this consistency struggle, battle, whatever you want to call it, feels like. It's like the moment you feel like you've got a hold of it, like you got a handle on it, like you've managed it, you are consistent in one thing, suddenly some other shit happens. And then it interferes or it interrupts your consistency. And this is not just in like one thing, right? This could be in anything. And I don't know if any of you guys have experienced this. I'm sure you have, but I've definitely been dealing with it for quite some time. The struggle, the battle in different areas. You guys know that I am someone who has a full-time job. I have a career outside of my podcast show. And now that I'm slowly and surely building my business and my brand, that originally started with just a podcast idea, right? And now it's just developing into something so different, and I'm working on so many different projects, and all the while I still have to make ends meet. I still have to go to work, show up and show out, and still live up to my career that I've chosen. I still have to be a mom. I'm still a woman. I'm still my own person. I still have to take care of me, right? Because I can't neglect me. Listen, whoever the fuck told any parent that they're supposed to put their children first is fucking lying. How are you supposed to take care of your kids if you're not taking care of you first? But anyway, that's a small tangent. The point here is, it is very hard to stay consistent in not everything, in anything. And it takes a level of discipline that gets challenged every single day. We feel challenged or we face challenges that make us think like, it's today the day I could really invest the full 100% in this space and stay completely and totally and utterly consistent and make that shit rock and make that shit successful and make it work. Like, there's times that our very best is just like that 70%, and that consistency level may not be 10 out of 10. You know what I'm saying? And so I say that to say, you guys are not alone. If you guys are struggling and battling with the consistency aspect, you guys are not alone. I try my best to maintain consistent. I've tried my best to regroup, refocus, recharge, and start my consistency scale all over again, straight from 0 to try and make it to that 10 level. I've been trying to do that, whether it's at work, whether it is with my podcast or my brand, whether it is with listeners, with followers, or even like, if I'm gonna be honest with you guys, like even with working out and even with my meditation, which I have been consistent with my meditation. But can I tell you that recently I've been able to give it on a daily basis the full 15 minutes that I've tried to commit to every single day? No, I haven't been. But I will say this. I think with the consistency comes the part that even if I can get those 5 minutes out of the day just to meditate, even if my best is at just a 70%, so just 7 out of 10, even if for that one day, it's not to the max that I've set that standard for myself, I'm still staying consistent. It's just at a different level. And I'm still giving it that dedication to a certain extent, maybe not to its full extent, maybe not to its full potential, but I'm still giving it a little bit. And I mean, something is better than nothing, right? The a little bit, I still showed up. I still did the best that I can, even if it was just that smaller percentage and it wasn't my 100. When we think about that 100, right? And the having to stay consistent, it kind of sometimes feels like, am I being told or am I being expected to be absolutely perfect? Like, is this borderline becoming a little bit of a perfectionist as opposed to just someone who's trying to stay consistent? And I think that's where it all aligns with, last week's mini-sode about judgment. And it's not about being judgmental to others, right? Like I said before, but still being a little judgy with ourselves and still holding ourselves accountable. Yet at the same token, just finding that balance, right? To not be so hard on ourselves. Sure, we can set those standards for ourselves. We could set those expectations for ourselves. We can look at ourselves and say, damn girl, you could do better than this. Damn girl, like, what's up? Like, come on, this ain't you. Like, check yourself. Like, come on, you could do this. You could do this, right? But I mean, is it that bad if I tell myself I could do better than this? Like, maybe I did make it to that 100% of myself on Saturday, and then Sunday it was just 70. But if I could do better than this, then I always have the next day, right? I think there's definitely some form of a power in finding the balance in that, and being able to be a wholesome person and being able to be there for yourself, still living your life and still being there for others, and being able to fulfill the many roles that you do fulfill on a daily basis. As humans, we sometimes do have to be able to admit with ourselves, where is our cap? And am I exceeding that? Is it overflowing? Like, you don't want to, and you'll definitely hear about this in this week's full episode, and I hope you guys come back and tune in. But you definitely don't want the consistency levels or your goal to stay consistent and maintain consistent to then make you feel like you're overdoing it, to then make you feel completely suffocated. Or when I talk about overflowing, you don't want it to feel like you're drowning. So I wanted to shine light on that. I wanted to send out the message to you guys that if anybody, once again, has been struggling with this, to find that balance. Yes, hold yourself accountable to meet your goals. Yes, be there for you in that sense as well. But also don't be too hard on yourself. Like, you could be a little judgy to yourself, but don't be too hard on yourself. Be a little bit understanding. Find that balance within you. Staying consistent doesn't necessarily have to be that you have to give that 100% every single day. I think, honestly, the mere fact that you showed up, the mere fact that you're here, that you showed up to at least get something started, and even if you finished it within the 15 minutes instead of the 30, clearly I'm targeting a workout right there. But the point is you started. The point is that you snuck something in and you made it happen. The point is that you're still figuring life out and that you are not quitting. And I think that's the real meaning of consistency. It's the not quitting part. And I wanted to applaud you guys. If you guys are trying to define your own levels of consistency, kudos to you and a round of applause, because it's not easy. It's definitely been a whirlwind for us. Hell of a roller coaster, hell of a teacup ride. Oh, that ride always makes me sick. And I mean, life is not supposed to be easy, right? So shit will always make you sick. But we showed up. We're here. We're getting things done. And I'm just proud of you guys. So I wanted to share that true sentiment of mine, of my struggles, the deeper look into my soul, like I promised. And if you guys have any suggestions or even anything that's worked out for you guys with maintaining the consistency, please share with me and send an email to the show or slide into my DMs and let me know what's been working for you guys. Because like I said, I've been struggling with it. I still show up. I think for sure, and before I go, I will share with you guys what has helped me, and definitely with staying consistent with the multitude of projects that I've, brought onto myself and all that my roles are that I need to fulfill on a daily basis. Honestly, a beautiful journal, a great organizer, and actually putting to use my smartphone calendar has truly come a long way. And my new best friends, are my alarms. I set my alarms. So make sure you come back, guys, to this week's full episode. It's a deeper conversation with a pretty dope guest. You guys don't want to miss this. And thank you guys once again for coming back to this mini-sode series every single Tuesday here on Double Dose of Raw Talk podcast with your host, Misty. And you guys, I'll talk to you later. Bye.